Okay, today's video, we're going to tell you how to click on your competitors' Google ads, Facebook ads, which is a little bit harder to do, but realistically still kind of possible. But mostly when we're talking about ads, we're talking about search ads on Google, Bing specifically, or could technically go to other directory sites as well, such as, for instance, Capterra that sells, has a pay-per-click program, that kind of thing. And drain your competitors' budgets doing so. There's a lot of people out there doing this now. It's becoming a really big problem. I'm not advocating that you guys do this. The reason why I wanted to bring up this is so I could bring some education. You know, it's like, you know, having people with firearms, if you will. The people with, if only the bad guys have them, it's not as good as everybody just has them. I want everybody to know about this at least, so that when it happens to them, they have more information on how to actually fix the problem. This isn't a how-to go ahead and do this to your competitors, because, you know, basically it's not cool as far as I'm concerned. I mean, people are going to still do it because they can't compete otherwise. Frankly, it's just easier. I've, you know, learned the hard way. Gimmicks make short-term money, but you're going to not make as much long-term money with gimmicks. You want to find a way to literally, legitimately provide a better product or service. Of course, you want the best marketing, but if you have the right product or service at the right price, right value, you don't need this crap anyway to be able to make money. When it's happening to you, yes, you need to take some action, but you don't need to do it to somebody else to be able to win anyway. If you're trying to sell a crappy product and then take everybody else out, so there's only one option, you're just making the world a worse place anyway. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to tell you about how to do this if you were that kind of person who did want to do it, how they're basically doing it, so you can be prepared when, and probably if you're in the right market, not if, but when it will happen to you. Given in certain markets, it's highly, highly likely now that it will happen to you, if not now, maybe a couple years down the road. So you're prepared for it. So with that said, first of all, like I said, this is my opinion. My opinion doesn't mean shit to you, but my opinion is you're a complete a-hole for doing this, because obviously you wouldn't want it done to yourself, right? Particularly you spent many thousands of dollars already to build up an advertising account for yourself, and then here somebody comes along that has a crappier product that probably has to lean on this. And not to say you have a crappy product to lean on this. Maybe you have the best product and you're leaning on it anyway because you just want to make even more money, which you would do. But for the most part, it's because you can't easily compete. Let's just be honest here. And then some guy who has a crappier product takes out your ads so that his crappy products can show. I can't think of a much more a-hole thing to do. Not just to the company, but everybody who buys in your market now has to deal and be forced to deal with a crappier product. It's like having a monopoly, right? If in every market there was only one option, obviously the quality of what you're getting is going to be complete dog shit at that point. Do you want a world like that? So I make this video not to encourage you guys to do this, even though it would make you money, more money than you're making now, or maybe just get your ads to work and be profitable even with a poor offer. This is to bring awareness only so that the people that have it done to them know what's going on, basically, okay? With that disclaimer out of the way, there's a software called Traffic Bot Pro, and I was trying to figure out myself what software, because clearly it was software that people are using to click our clients' ads. Because if you want to know if you're going to get hit by click fraud, it's very easy to tell anymore. Because if people weren't so greedy, and they were being smarter about it, it wouldn't be so easy to tell. But, you know, your budget's, you know, pretty stable, and then all of a sudden your clicks start going up, along with your click-through rate. All of a sudden it just comes up out of nowhere, and then your spend starts going up along with it. And if it stays up consistently more than a few days, and it's up more than like 50% for more than a few days, it's probably click fraud at that point in time. So it's easy to tell when it happens. And I always wanted to know how they were doing it to try, like what I said earlier. I'm trying to get prepared on how to deal with it. What are the weaknesses in how they're doing it to better block for our clients the people that are doing it to them. So TrafficBot Pro is the software that I realized they were using. Not to say this is the only software, but one of the bigger ones that people are using to do click fraud to their competitors. And with that, if I'm going to tell you right now, like I said, there's certain markets where this is getting to be a very, very, very bad problem. If you are in a high cost per click market running Google ads, or like even the Capterra pay-per-click advertising that you can do there, which is a software review site where you can pay for leads and pay for clicks, basically. If it's cost a lot for a click, like more than $5, but worse the higher the cost per click goes, paired with low volume niche. So if you're in a niche where you're only going to get 100 or 200 or 300 or 400 or 500 clicks a month, and you're paying $40 a click, it's way easy to have somebody knock you out doing click fraud to you because they don't have to successfully click your ads that many times. Versus on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have an e-commerce site, you got 40,000 clicks a month through your ads. That's quite a bit higher, it's a bigger challenge because you got to have more clicks to be able to damage their budget enough to where they're going to notice, and it's going to take them out of the game where they're going to say, oh, it's not profitable anymore to run my ads, I'm going to stop doing it. If you want to add another thing to there, in markets where it's more competitive too. So, because like what we would have is a lot of people that are doing crime scene cleanup and HVAC companies and drug rehab centers, spaces that there's a lot of money for getting the Google ads to work, number one. Two, they have a high cost per click, so it's easier to do the click fraud. And they were in markets that, not to say always, but it is more likely than not, they're in a market that's in a more competitive space. So in other words, it'd be more likely to happen to someone in Dallas versus Denison, Iowa, where I'm originally from. Because it's less likely it's going to be a cutthroat operation where it's harder to compete. People are going to be more likely to lean on click fraud to be able to knock their competitors out. So if you're in LA doing HVAC in LA, and HVAC for like aircon cleaning or service or whatever, it's like $30 a click. The chances you're going to get hit, if not today, some point in the next 5 years, is probably more than 50%. That's how bad it's gotten now because of these softwares that make it, frankly, easy for people that are not technical, that don't know how to make computer scripts, can't afford to pay a team of people to click on ads, to do this cheaply and easily to somebody in those unique situations. So, and then if you're in one of those situations and it's happening to you, by the way, when you have a limited budget, that's when you're able to be taken out very easily, because then someone starts doing this to you, clicking on your ads using the TrafficBot Pro, your ads will only run a few hours a day. And the people doing it to you, that they know that, because if you're that HVAC company in LA, if you're not one of the big boys in town, you can't afford to spend $25,000 a month on Google ads. You can spend $5,000 a month. Well, normally that would be spread out through the day. You would get kind of like the best clicks that are available in your market that way, if you will. And if somebody uses this TrafficBot Pro to click on your ads, instead of your ad kind of be running all day long, going after like the better quality clicks, your ad's only going to run for like an hour or two, and then it's going to shut off because your budget's exhausted. The people that don't have an unlimited budget are the ones the click fraud affects, because their ads are going to get shut off half the day. Versus if you have an unlimited budget, obviously it wouldn't hurt, because the higher click-through rate is going to drop your cost per click because your quality score is going to automatically go up. So before you were paying 25 bucks a click, but because you have a click-through rate now that's skyrocketed, you're paying, not right away, but eventually you're paying, you know, 8 bucks a click. You know, you're paying less amount per click. Now, the reality is they're going to click you so much that even if you're paying 8 bucks a click, you're still going to be unprofitable. But at least in that scenario, though, you're going to have your ads still be there for the real people, but it's also going to be there for the bot people too. So your ad would still run all day long and be there for all the legit people, but it would also be there, and you'd be paying extra for the legit people than you had before. Whereas if you only had that, you could spend $25,000 a month, but you're only spending $5,000. Your ad's only going to run for a couple hours, and it's not going to be showing up for basically any of the legit people. So basically, you're paying money for nothing at that point. So those are the people that are affected the most, and it's easiest to use the software to not only just damage somebody, but like totally knock them out of the system to where they think, you know, I'm getting 0 legit leads from this. I'm going to stop doing it, and then of course they have that person who's doing it to them has one less competitor, which means they're going to have to pay less per click because Google's still a bidding system. The more people that are competing for the same ad spots on the top of Google, the higher the cost per click is going to go. They could knock out every person, or, you know, knock out half the people. They might have to pay half as much for a click. The ROI is double. You know, and they're going to get more clicks on their ads for the most part. So ultimately, you know, that's the deal there. So this software that lets you essentially click on your competitors' ads, it's very sophisticated. The software is meant for click fraud. So we've gotten to the point where there's commercial software out there whose sole purpose is to click stuff and beat the systems, the filters, the firewalls, whatever that Google, Facebook, and stuff have, to trick the system into doing, you know, making it look like there's clicks when there's not. Also on individual websites for like clicking your own ads and making money that way, which is its own thing. But it will literally let you trick Google into thinking that you have a bunch of people clicking on your ads if it's being done to you from people that are using different web browsers, different IP addresses, different locations, different MAC addresses, using different browsing behavior, so it looks like the person's not clicking on the same things at the same rate, or they're clicking on the same ads, but they're not doing it the same way each time. They're waiting, instead of 3 seconds to click the ad, they're waiting 5 seconds to click the ad. And then it randomizes it, so it looks like, you know, legitimately it's harder for Google to tell that these are bots. They also, on this software, let you punch in fake leads, which, by the way, the other main to tell if you've got this happening to you is, generally speaking, not only will your click-through rate and your clicks start going up in an unusual way abruptly, but you'll start getting form leads, as we've noticed many times now, that are like bullshit. It'll be like people like, can I have a happy ending massage or whatever? And your company's like an HVAC company, so it's totally out of place. And that's meant to do 2 things, actually. One, just discourage the user, because one thing that these people are doing is they're waiting for new guys to come in to run their Google ads, and then they hit them with the click fraud right away before they think and know, or before they know Google ads is profitable, so that they say, oh, Google ads just doesn't work, I'm going to not try it. And then they're out in 30 days. Whereas, by the way, if they waited for somebody who already knows Google ads works, then even though it's not working as well, they're less likely to just stop. When their goal is to just knock them out completely, because that's what's going to drop their costs on their clicks that they're paying for on their ads. So if you get these form leads in, and basically it's not, you know, if you weren't making money with your Google ads when you were starting out before, maybe it would just be like, well, maybe we don't have it set up right. But once you start getting the fake form leads, it's now clearly Google is sending shit through, you know, Google system's shit, because the leads they're giving us are dog shit. And it's more likely it's a psyop is what it is. It tricks the user into thinking that this is all Google does, is it gives you, crappy leads. Let's stop doing it. Versus, what can we do to tweak the ads so that we can get it to work? And then the second thing that it does, putting in these fake leads in through your forms, is it makes it not easy for, because Google with smart bidding, if you say you want a lead for $40, it'll do that. And if somebody was just clicking on your ad, it would find the patterns of all the fake clickers who are clicking on your ads and not converting to weed them out eventually. And so that the bots wouldn't be able to affect your campaign. But if they are going through and filling out your contact form, they're screwing up your conversion data. And ultimately, the algorithm is going to push more and more of the bots and the bot traffic and the bot leads versus the real leads, because the bot leads are the cheapest leads. And the system's designed in that case with smart bidding to get you the most leads at the cheapest rate they can. So it actually gets you more of what you don't want over time versus less. So those two reasons are the reasons why usually when you get hit with this software or software like it that's clicking on your ads, they fill out a fake form to discourage you, or why they're doing it. It's to discourage and to screw up your conversion data so that the system can't self-correct and start weeding out the bot traffic. Google can't weed that bot traffic out using their systems. So literally, the system will be set up once you go in there, because I've seen the software itself myself. Before making this video, I checked it out. You go in there, you tell it what ad to click on, the delays, what proxies to use, all this other stuff, get things to set up, and then you could have it click the ad, go to the page, click on the form, tell the system where the form is, what to fill in on the form, and then submit the form to do exactly what I'm telling you here. To discourage, get the user out of the way, get them out of the way, so your cost per click goes down, so you start getting more of the leads in your market for yourself. So, everything you need to do to trick Google is inside this software. Now, if you needed to do, instead of 100 clicks a month, you needed to do 40,000 clicks a month, this system wouldn't be so effective, because Google is going to be, if they're just going to be more effective at weeding out what's bot traffic, when there's a lot more of the bot traffic to compare all the bot traffic and the similarities between all the bot traffic versus the real traffic. Whereas if all they got to do is click your ad 100 times a month to make your campaign not profitable, it's harder for Google to recognize on that little data set of 100 users to be able to successfully weed it out. So the less clicks they got to do it to you, the more likely they're going to get away with it versus ultimately weeding that bot traffic out. Because if they can tell the bot traffic is there, they'll give you a credit on your ads, and then it doesn't affect you, right? Plus, they'll start making you, fill in a CAPTCHA to be able to continue using Google if they think it's a bot, to weed out the bot clicks from even seeing the ads to begin with. So, for the less clicks that you have per month that you're paying for, because the high cost per click in your market, causes you to only have to pay for so many clicks, and there's just so many clicks to buy in the first place, the more likely this is to happen to you and would affect you if somebody does this using this particular software to click on your ads to bring your campaign to its knees. So that is just what you need to do if you were to technically want to do this to somebody. I didn't give a lot of details about setting it up because I'm not going to encourage people the exact golden method to make this work every time. That's not what this is about. But it's out there. You could go. TrafficBot Pro has a YouTube channel. Go there. See for yourself. It's clear as day that you could do exactly what I just told you here that's happening. And if you're getting the click fraud the way that I said you're getting it, you can see how and where how they're doing it to you. This software makes it easy for Joe Schmo to click on your ads if they want to. If they want to try to mess with you, if a competitor wants to try to mess with you. So it's easier than ever to do it now, which is why about 20-30% of our clients that we have at our firm now has click fraud issues at some point in time. So it's not just one-off random clients anymore that have click fraud issues. It's so much. And then, of course, clickcease by itself doesn't do a good enough job at weeding these people out because the software itself is able to randomize IP addresses. So even if you go with the most strict setting with clickcease, it's still not going to take care of people that are using the software against you if they set it up correctly. And there's a way to get around it that I could go into in this video, of which I'm not going to go through. And partially, I don't want to give away all the methods to get rid of it either, because then the people that are doing it are just going to make it not possible to where you could get, block them anymore, if you will. So if you want to know how to stop the bots from clicking on your ads, and there's no way you could do it on your own, clickcease doesn't work, reach out to my firm and I'll be glad to kind of spill the beans on that, if you will, and explain what needs to be done to get your ads to actually work again. So anyway, with that said, like I said, if you're interested in fixing this, if this is happening to you or whatnot, feel free to reach out to me. GuaranteePPC.com is where you can reach out to me, or of course you can leave me a comment below. If you have any questions about anything I covered on today's video, or about anything to do with ads in general, feel free to leave me a comment. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. If you like the content on this particular video, you should check out my other content on this channel and or subscribe, as well as I have a blog on my site at guaranteeppc.com/blog, which has step-by-step advice on how to make money with online ads, just like this channel has. So if you like the channel, you're going to like my blog as well, and it comes straight from the source, from somebody who manages an advertising firm with a few dozen clients and does all the strategy for all the clients that we have in-house, and I do it personally. So it comes straight from the source, whereas other channels, you're getting people that sell courses. They don't do what I do. They're not actually rolling up their sleeves and actually running ad strategy all day long like I do to give you the information I do on this channel. If you are also, by the way, needing somebody to just take the reins on what you have, this is what we do here, and we guarantee all the results that we provide to our clients, meaning we can get you more sales coming from your campaigns than you had before charging a fee. There's no catch or anything to that, other than we have to want to work with you. We don't work with just any client. We have to know we can get good results with you. But if you want to have me do an assessment on your campaign, I'd be happy to do that. But you need to reach out to my firm at guaranteeppc.com. I'd be happy to look into your stuff if you reach out. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. As a side, by the way, we also have campaign templates that we've put together that we're selling. If we've gotten results in your market before, you can use the templated results that we use to get results in your market, to get results, similar results in your campaigns, in your ad accounts, without all the hard work that we had to go through to get results in your market. So we sell campaigns, landing pages, and stuff that work for 100+ different markets. If, for instance, if you're in the plumbing space, we've already gotten great results in that space. If you just want copy-paste results that you can use in your geographic market, reach out to us. I'll let you know what we have, what the results we're getting in your market, and what the price is. It's a one-time fee that we sell the templates that work for your market as well. But with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was useful for you, educational, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.